So this is the second time that I'm filming this haul, so hopefully I nail it this time. Hello and welcome to my channel, The Danish Foodaholic. My name is Silke and today I will be doing my part 2 of my haul. I had actually already filmed this, but I had forgotten 3 books and I have gotten 3 new books since filming, so I thought I would just start over. Alright, so I'm just going to start out with some of the books that I can't really talk all too much about. So first up we have The Blood Trader by Lynette Noni. This is the 3rd book in the Prison Healer series. I haven't read the 2nd one, so I don't know what this will be about. But in the Prison Healer, as you might have seen in my recommendations video, we follow Kiva, who is a healer in this prison, and we follow her everyday life, and then she takes the place of this rebel queen in some trials. We follow the trials. It's really good and I definitely recommend, so I'm excited to get to this, but I need to get to the sequel first. Next up we have These Twisted Bonds by Lexi Ryan, another sequel. This is the sequel to These Hollow Vows that I am hopefully gonna be reading this month. I haven't started it yet, but I still have time. I am so excited for this book and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it. This is a Fairy Loot special edition and The Blood Trader was as well. I'm excited for it and I don't really know what to tell you because I don't remember what the first one is supposed to be about and I don't want to know what this is about because it's a sequel. Next up we have some of my new books that I've gotten recently. The first one is this one. The English title is Christmas at Rosie Hopkins' Sweet Shop. So this is like a sequel to the Rosie Hopkins story that I read earlier this year, I think. Sorry, I just had to adjust the height a little bit. This is more comfortable for me. I found this and it was on sale. It's almost Christmas time and it matches my beautiful editions that I have of the rest of this series, so obviously I had to get it. I don't really know what this is about and I don't want to know, but I will probably read it in December. Then we have this one, which is, again, let me find the English title, Christmas at Little Beach Street Bakery. I haven't read the first 2 in the series, so I'm not sure I'm going to be reading this December, but then I'm going to try and read the entirety of that series for next year so I can do it in December next year. Maybe I'll do all 3 as like an audiobook marathon with myself. Next up, we have Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. This is another one that I could potentially tell you about it, but I don't want to because I have not yet finished These Violent Delights. Well, I have finished These Violent Delights, but not the series. And I know that this follows a side character from that series, and I don't want to know who it is. I can't really tell you much, except for the fact that I'm super excited. And now we get into the books that I can actually kind of discuss. First up, we have another of my books that I've gotten recently, and that is Whiteout by Danielle Clayton, Tiffany D. Jackson, Nick Stone, Angie Thomas, Ashley Woodfolk, and Nicola Yoon. This is like a collection of stories, and it says here, from the best-selling award-winning all-star authors who brought us Blackout comes this stunning novel of black teen love with each relationship as unique and sparkling as snowflakes. And then it's set around Christmas time, and I'm probably gonna read this next month. It's really short and I'm super excited about it, despite the fact that it's a contemporary. I don't know who I am, I don't know what I'm doing, but I wanted to read this, and I'm probably also gonna get my hands on Blackout because why not? Next up we have Glass Slippers by Leah Cypus. This is one of the books in the Sisters Ever After series. I have read the one that follows Sleeping Beauty. This one follows Cinderella, and we basically follow Cinderella's little sister, or step little sister, who is ashamed of all the pain that her family or her sisters and her mother has caused her. So Cinderella then decides to take a chance on her sister, and I don't know if she employs her or if she just lets her live at the castle with her, but then her famous glass slippers disappear and there is only one suspect, and that is the sister. I'm really excited to see where they go with this. Hopefully it's as good as it sounds, and also as good as the first one in the series was, because that was really, really nice. I know that they're going to continue, or she's going to continue the series, and I think the next one might be Rapunzel, but I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that it will because it sounds awesome. Next up, we have Udder by Catherine Applegate. I've already read this and I really enjoyed it. We basically follow an otter named Udder. It's just so great. There is this run-in with a great white shark, and it's just kind of, I know that this sounds stupid just saying that right after I said the thing with the shark, but it's so heartwarming and just plain adorable, and it's a very quick read because it's like written in verse, and there's also illustrations in here. Let me just find one, and they're just super cute. Yay! Next up, we have Thirst by Varsha Bataille, and if I remember correctly, this follows a young girl living in like one of the poorest areas in Mumbai in India, and she believes that everyone has the right to clear and clean water, so she goes out of her way to make sure that everyone gets that, or everyone in her area at least gets that. And I feel like this is gonna hit me as hard as The Breadwinner did because it kind of have similar themes, and I mean, it's a really, really short book, so I should be able to get through it fairly quickly, and I'm actually really excited for it. Next up, we have Belladonna by Adeline Grace. In this, we follow a young woman who was orphaned as a baby, and she is then visited by her mother's spirit, who then tells her that her death was not an accident. So she then has to make a deal with Death himself to kind of figure out what happened to her mother, and if that doesn't sound like enemies to lovers happening right there, and then with death and everything, I mean, come on, who wouldn't love that? I am beyond excited for this, and it's just such a stunning book. This is a Fairy Loot edition from, that must have been September, where I didn't do my unboxing as I normally would, and that is why it is in this haul. You know, I've talked about it, it's not important anymore. So, Belladonna. I'm actually really excited for it, but I just don't know when I will get to it because I have so many damn books that I need to get to, and especially my Fairy Loot editions. I just need to get on with it, and I mean, I don't know where to start. Next up, we have Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw. This is a continuation of Nightmare Before Christmas, where we basically follow Sally, who has then become the queen of Halloween Town. And then Sally and Zero, they uncover a long hidden doorway to an ancient realm called Dreamtown. So I'm beyond excited to see Sally like step into her role as queen of Halloween Town because Jack was like the pumpkin king. I'm just also really excited to see another door being explored, even if it's not like one of the traditional holidays. I like the idea of Dreamtown, so I'm excited for this. I'm super excited for this, and I am such a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. I watch it twice every year. You know, Halloween and Christmas. It's important. I'm really sorry if there's like background noise, but I have to share the house with people now, and my brother is having some friends over, but I thought I would film this before more of his friends come over, so stress. Next up, we have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I got this from my best friend Caitlin, and I am so happy about it. I don't remember exactly what it's about, but I also think I want to go into it blind. The only thing I know about it is Caitlin's reaction, because when we went on the cruise together in May, she was reading this, and I remember when she was done with it, she was like, I want to start over. I want to start it again and read it again. And she had the biggest book hangover from this, so I am so excited to see what I think of it, because we have similar taste in books, and we primarily read fantasy, and this is not something that I would have picked out for myself, but I'm super excited to get to it. Next up, I have 4 books that I've gotten from my Waypoint subscription, and the first one is The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke, and I actually have absolutely no idea what this was about. I chose it from the recommendations because I've heard about it before, and I don't remember why or where I've heard about it, but I just remember that I thought it sounded absolutely like so intriguing and so cool, so I had to give it a chance. And also the cover, normally I don't like these type of covers, but this person or this character on the cover just looks so badass. And then it says also every empire demands revolution, so I have a feeling that I'm getting some badass action in this, and I cannot wait. Next up, we have Mina and the Undead by Amy McCaw. This is like a thriller? I actually don't know. This is one of the books that Hannah picked for me So the subscription works like she sends me recommendations for books that she thinks I like. I pick the ones that I want, and then I get an additional book that she picks. And this was one of her picks, and I'm really, really excited about it. It takes place in New Orleans, and she works at like a horror movie mansion museum kind of thing. But then all these types of supernatural killings starts happening, and I am just so excited to see where it goes because I have no idea, and I don't want to know more. So yeah, that's Mina and the Undead, and I am excited. Next up we have This Is How You Lose Time War by Amal El Matar and Max Gladstone. I have no clue what this is about, and I actually don't want to know. I think I want to go into it blind. So I'm really, really sorry for this very, very vague summary. I probably wouldn't have picked this up myself, and I'm kind of intrigued as to see why Hannah picked it up for me, because I wouldn't have thought that this was something that I would have liked, but maybe I've just heard, I mean, I have heard very mixed things about it, and maybe I've just kind of latched on to the negative things, but I mean, I'm excited to see what I think, and it's also really, really short, so I mean, it should be fairly quickly to get through. The final waypoint book that I have is A Magic Steeped in Poison, and if I remember correctly, this is a book that has magic centered around tea, so all of the magic is like teas. And I feel like that is just so cool, and it just opens up to this opportunity of poisons and potions and everything, and I just love that. So I'm so excited to see where we're gonna go with this, because it's definitely a magic system that I haven't heard of before. So I'm excited. And finally, we have Wingbearer. This is actually, by Marjorie Liu. This was also one of the ones that I got from that Christmas calendar that Marcus was making for me. I just forgot it in the last video. But this is a graphic novel following our main character Suli, who basically lives in this tree where all of the birds of the world are reborn. All of a sudden, the souls of the birds are not being reborn anymore, they just die. And she then goes out to the real world to try and figure out why they are not being brought back. And it's just super adorable, and I love the characters so far. I'm currently reading it. Should have been done with it already, but you know, I get distracted. That was it. All of the books. So thank you ever so much for watching. Please leave a comment telling me if there's any of these books that you have had your eye on, and maybe if you've read any of them, let me know what you think. If you just want to let me know that you're here but don't know what to comment, you can always leave a green heart. If you like this video, please hit the like icon, and if you want to see more of my bookish content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It will mean the world to me. And until I see you next time, bye!